Vamos a dar paso a...
We are going to give the floor to the next lecture that has been prepared. It's connected already. I don't know if the recording is prepared. Then we will have it live in order to answer the questions, in order not to delay more than 10 minutes. We give the floor to Dr. Marguerite Duane, who will talk about education in natural awareness of fertility in the university setting, the experience of the Georgetown University.
Greetings. My name is Dr. Marguerite Duane. I'm the Executive Director of FACS, the Fertility Appreciation Collaborative to Teach the Science, and Adjunct Associate Professor at Georgetown University School of Medicine. I am delighted to be here to speak with you about fertility awareness-based method education at a university, the Georgetown experience. As a disclosure, I do serve as a paid part-time executive director of FACS, which is a collaborative project of the Family Medicine Education Consortium. I also serve as a volunteer adjunct associate professor at Georgetown University School of Medicine, meaning all of the work that I do for Georgetown is a volunteer or pro bono effort for which I do not receive any payment. Let's begin with the inspiration for this elective, which started with an opportunity. To understand this story, it's important to understand my own personal story and when I first learned about natural methods of family planning or fertility awareness-based methods, as we refer to them. I had graduated from medical school and had an MD after my name when I was in my first year of clinical training at Lancaster General Hospital as an intern. I was on obstetrics and gynecology rotation on call one night when my senior resident, seen here, Dr. Pearl Huang Ramirez, first told me about natural methods of family planning and how women can learn to chart their cycle and partner with their spouse to prevent pregnancy or achieve pregnancy if that was their goal. I had never heard the term NFP or cervical mucus or charting the female cycle until that night back in 2000. A decade later, when I served as a volunteer faculty member at Georgetown, I was contacted by the school because they were looking for people to volunteer to teach small group classes on any topic related to medicine and healthcare. At this time, I had already been actively using natural methods of family planning in my practice and thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to introduce even a small group of medical students to the concepts underlying natural or fertility awareness-based methods, their effectiveness for family planning, and their applications for women's health. I recruited a number of leading experts in the field, including Drs. Hannah Klaus, Dr. Richard Ferring, and others to help lead this course on natural or fertility awareness-based methods. The response from that very first small group of students, just 9 in total, was overwhelmingly positive. Students said, "This is basic women's health information. Why is this something we do not learn about in our basic physiology course? This is something that I can use every day in my clinical practice that's practical and applicable for a wide variety of patients." And one more student said, "This is material that every medical student should learn." And I thought to myself, she's right. Every medical student should have the opportunity to learn about natural or fertility awareness-based methods and how they can be used effectively for family planning and to enhance and address a wide range of women's health issues. That experience led to the formation of FACS, the Fertility Appreciation Collaborative to Teach the Science. At FACS, our mission is to educate future and current medical professionals about the evidence underlying these modern methods so that medical professionals may in turn empower women and engage women and men in the care of their reproductive health. Our vision is to change the culture of medicine so that fertility and the female reproductive cycle is once again recognized as normal and healthy. Why is this important? Why do we exist at FACS? The reason is simple. Most medical professionals do not learn about modern methods of natural family planning. In fact, a 2010 survey done in Canada showed only 3 to 6% of family physicians and OBGYNs had correct knowledge of the perfect use effectiveness rate of a number of modern FABMs. Additionally, research shows there's limited education about these methods offered in medical and nursing schools, with less than 5% of physicians and nurses formally trained to teach NFP. And most nursing and midwifery programs do not teach about the science behind these methods, despite the effectiveness, applications, and patient interest, which is our next topic. Why should medical students and nursing students learn about these methods in medical school and residency? The bottom line is women are interested. Research shows that the majority of women would be interested in using these methods to achieve pregnancy or avoid pregnancy, and yet most medical professionals are not familiar with them. When inquired, students said they would like to learn about these methods online and learn about them in their medical training. And yet most medical programs still do not teach about these modern methods. That changed with the history of the FACS elective. And I'd like to give you a brief overview of the FACS elective, when we began and how we evolved. Again, the year was 2010, when I served as a medical director of 2 community health centers in Washington, D.C., and I was approached by one of my colleagues at Georgetown, inviting me to teach a small group course on any healthcare-related topic. We launched the first elective at Georgetown and had 9 first-year medical students enroll. In 2013, we were contacted by medical students at the University of Texas Southwestern School of Medicine because they were also interested in bringing this education to their students. And so we offered our course simultaneously at Georgetown University and UT Southwestern School of Medicine. In 2014, we received a small grant to record the presentations from our course to make them more widely available. Then, in 2017, after much effort, we were able to have our online elective approved through Georgetown University as a 4th-year medical school elective that could be made available to medical students across the United States. From 2018 to 2020 then, we had 120 students complete the course, including 96 medical students and 24 nursing students through a partnership with Carroll College in Montana. We were overwhelmed with this interest and delighted to see more students wanting to learn about fertility awareness-based methods. In 2020, we decided to expand the elective. Initially, our elective focused on each of the modern methods of natural family planning, the Billings ovulation method, the Creighton model, the 2-day method, the symptothermal method, the Marquette method, and the standardized method. And we focused on the effectiveness of these methods from a family planning perspective. But in 2020, we expanded the focus to emphasize modern methods that may also be used to address a wide range of women's health issues, adding in lectures on the fertility education and medical management model, or FEM, as well as neo-fertility, a modern natural method which was founded by Dr. Phil Boyle in Ireland. Again, the interest in our course was overwhelmingly positive. And in this last academic year alone, from September 2020 through May of 2021, we have now had 225 additional students complete this 4-week course. So what is the impact? How does this make a difference in the knowledge that students have? This is data from our cohort that took the course from 2018 to 2020, broken up by nursing students, 1st and 2nd year medical students, and 4th year medical students. And as you can see, When we did an assessment of their baseline knowledge, the majority had limited knowledge, scoring only about a half to 2/3 of questions correctly. Yet by the end of the course, all three groups of students showed a significant increase in their knowledge of modern, natural, or fertility awareness-based methods of family planning. As we all know, 2020 was quite a year with the onset of the pandemic, but at FACS, we were ready to face the challenge and adapt our elective to meet the needs of students during the ongoing pandemic. We needed to find a way to transform the way we could teach students to address their educational needs. We accelerated the expansion of our online educational observation experiences as well as online case discussions. We then adapted our elective to be able to offer it entirely virtually, integrating both live and recorded lectures and case discussions, and inviting experts in the fields of fertility awareness, both medical professionals and educators, to join us from all over the world to help educate medical and other health professional students, again, from all over the world. Our new elective is designed to meet the needs of the medical student and health professional student community who are dedicated to expanding their knowledge of modern fertility awareness-based methods. As one student said, the FACS elective was the most valuable elective I have taken as a fourth-year medical student. It introduced me to the wide world of natural family planning, which I did not know anything about. There is so much to offer patients when it comes to this field, and I feel so much more prepared as a future physician now that I know about this option for family planning, says Joy, a fourth-year medical student. Again, our new elective was expanded. It is now a 4-week elective divided into 2 parts. The first part focuses on modern fertility awareness-based methods and their important role in helping couples to achieve pregnancy or to prevent or postpone pregnancy. The second half of the elective is focused on women's health and the applications of fertility awareness-based methods to address a wide range of women's health issues, as you'll see in just a moment. We do this through a series of online recorded presentations, as well as live webinars and case study discussions, in which we have 2 leading experts in the field present cases of patients they may be working with currently and how they integrate fertility awareness-based methods to identify and address a wide range of women's health conditions. Additionally, students that take the FACS elective have the opportunity to observe fertility educators teaching women or couples how to chart their cycle. And through telemedicine, students have the opportunity to virtually observe medical professionals to see how they use these methods in their clinical practice. Currently, our elective can accommodate up to 15 students in every 2-week block. And again, the demand is overwhelming, with this year's elective being nearly completely full with students who want to expand their knowledge. Again, let's talk briefly about Part A, Fertility Awareness for Family Planning. Each part includes 12 online lectures, 1 on each of the individual modern FABMs, including Billings, the Creighton model, the 2-day method and standard days method, the lactational amenorrhea method, the symptothermal method, and the Marquette model. We also include lectures on infertility, including male infertility, as well as a lecture on addressing the psychosocial aspects of infertility. Our goal is to provide students with a well-rounded perspective of the modern fertility awareness-based methods, their effectiveness for helping couples to prevent pregnancy, as well as to address infertility. This course is based on the original facts elective taught in 2010, but is continually updated based on the latest medical evidence. Part B of our elective is the newest aspect of our elective, fertility awareness for restorative and reproductive women's health care. Through this course, we teach the students to identify the female cycle as the fifth vital sign, as recognized by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Students will learn how to read female cycle charts in a systematic manner, just as they learn to read an electrocardiogram or EKG. We teach students to read the female cycle chart by first looking at the overall cycle length, then the menstrual cycle length, then the days of cervical fluid secretions leading up to their peak day, identifying that window of fertility, and then they look at the luteal phase length. They identify whether or not it is normal or not, and if it is abnormal, they work to develop a differential of what underlying hormonal issues may be contributing to the abnormalities that the woman is experiencing. They can then learn to use the chart to aid in the diagnosis of common women's health concerns, such as abnormal uterine bleeding, endometriosis, one of the most common causes of painful periods, premenstrual syndrome, as well as postpartum depression, and other hormonal imbalances that can cause mental health issues for women. And we look at polycystic ovarian syndrome, as well as other causes of irregular cycles. Currently, for the last 30 to 50 years, the culture in medicine, when it comes to identifying and addressing women's health issues, has been to provide women with hormonal contraceptives to suppress her cycle. Through fertility awareness-based methods, we teach students that the chart can be used to identify those underlying hormonal issues to more effectively target the diagnosis and treatment. So rather than simply suppressing the woman's cycle, our goal is to restore it back to its normal, healthy state. What has the new impact of the elective been on students' behavior? We are beginning to look at the data now, but I do want to highlight one thing that has been remarkable. We asked the students how likely they would be to present natural family planning or fertility awareness-based methods as an option for family planning purposes. Prior to the elective, as you can see, a little more than 10% said that they would mention it as an option for most women. Many said it really wasn't applicable because they didn't know about these methods and so couldn't even present them as options. After the elective, the overwhelming majority of students, more than 80%, said that they would mention or offer natural or fertility awareness-based methods as an option for family planning for most or all women. This is so critically important. If we want women to have true informed choice so they can make the best decision for themselves, our medical professionals need to be knowledgeable about these modern methods that allow women and couples to effectively plan for their families without the whole range of side effects commonly associated with conventional forms of family planning methods. Again, there are many challenges teaching via online learning and benefits. What we have found is it's very convenient for students to be able to do. They appreciate the flexibility offered and the opportunity to participate in small groups. With online learning, this educational experience is scalable. We started with 2 or 3 students a block, and we are now up to 15 students. And the sky or the world is the limit. This elective started in Washington, D.C., but we have now had students enroll in our elective from all over the United States as well as Europe. There are challenges, as we discovered today. Technology can be a challenge, screen fatigue, having a connection, a meaningful connection with preceptors can also be a challenge, and the importance of maintaining high standards. Finally, the expense of continually upgrading our management systems to be able to offer these courses online can be a challenge. Nonetheless, at FACS, we have found that an online elective is an effective way to increase the knowledge students have and the likelihood that they will offer these methods to their future patients. And our goal is to expand educational offerings not only for medical students and health professional students, but for all medical professionals. To do so, we now offer an online continuing medical education course through factsaboutfertility.org that any medical professional or student from across the United States or all over the world may access. If you are intrigued and want to learn more about our elective or want to have access to the same information that our students do, we invite all of you to consider registering for our online continuing medical education course, Fertility Awareness-Based Methods for Women's Health and Family Planning. I would like to thank you all very much for joining me today for this presentation. I am delighted to follow up if you have any questions. You may reach me via email at drdwayne@factsaboutfertility.org or info@factsaboutfertility.org. Finally, we invite you to consider becoming a member of FACTS and visiting our website, factsaboutfertility.org, for more information and educational resources available to everyone. Thank you so very much.